In 2021, the Nobel Peace Prize was given to two journalists. One of them was this man, the editor-in-chief of a newspaper called Novaya Gazeta. Novaya Gazeta was probably the most important national newspaper in Russia that was independent and critical of the Kremlin. Since Vladimir Putin's been the leader of Russia, at least 6 journalists from Novaya Gazeta have been murdered under mysterious circumstances, including their star investigative reporter, Anna Politkovskaya, who was murdered in her apartment building in 2006 on Vladimir Putin's birthday. Novaya Gazeta's editor, Dmitry Muratov, was one of 2 people who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021. Shortly thereafter, under threat of having the whole staff of the newspaper arrested, Novaya Gazeta was forced to stop its print edition and move its operations out of the country. Just a few weeks ago, the editor himself, again, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate, was officially declared a foreign agent in Russia. He's not foreign, he's Russian. But declaring him a foreign agent makes it essentially a crime for anybody in Russia to work with him in any way, and it likely means they will be trying to jail him as well. I mentioned that he was one of 2 people that got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021. The other person, the person he shared it with, is this journalist. Her name is Maria Ressa. Maria Ressa was raised in New Jersey. She went to Princeton. She's brilliant. She was a bureau chief for CNN for a long time. Maria Ressa ended up founding an independent, modern, critical news organization in the Philippines called Rappler. And when the Philippines got Rodrigo Duterte as the de facto dictator of that country, the same year that we got Donald Trump, soon after, Maria Ressa found herself arrested and jailed and charged with multiple crimes. She won that Nobel Peace Prize in 2021, along with the editor from Novaya Gazeta in Russia. And soon after she won the Nobel Peace Prize, the Philippine government ordered Rappler, her news organization, shut down entirely. They are still fighting to keep it going. She is still fighting to stay out of jail. But that is true both for her in the Philippines and for her fellow Nobel laureate in Russia, both of them facing the same kind of threats. Not because either of them has done anything other than commit journalism, but that's how authoritarian governments treat journalists. That's how authoritarian governments treat the threat of the free press. Literally, even being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize cannot protect you. Yesterday, Argentina elected a new president, and it's the chainsaw guy, the guy whose followers wear "Make Argentina Great Again" baseball hats. He got a big congratulations from Republican Party leader Donald Trump when he won this election in Argentina yesterday. He says that as Argentina's new president, he's going to eliminate that country's currency and abolish its central bank. He says of the 18 departments in the federal government, he's going to eliminate 10 of the 18, including health and education. He has said he wants a free, totally unregulated market in guns in Argentina, and also a free and totally unregulated market in human organs. That said, he also wants a total ban on abortion. So, you know, freedom. But with a to-do list like that, what are his priorities? What comes first? Well, what did he talk about first after getting elected? He was elected last night. This was his victory speech last night. You can see his signature, calm, cool, collected vibe on full display. This was last night, the night he won. And then today, first thing, he told reporters that he's going to move to dismantle the media outlets in Argentina that gave him critical coverage during the presidential campaign. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do everywhere. As soon as Jair Bolsonaro got elected in Brazil, this was the headline even before Bolsonaro took office. Brazil's next president declares war on fake news media. That was 2018 when he was first elected. By 2020, he was publicly making a show of threatening to punch a reporter in the face. By 2023, when he was voted out of his office and his supporters tried their own January 6th-style storming of the Capitol, his supporters were just physically attacking the press. That was Brazil. In Poland, it was the Law and Justice Party there, and the headlines look remarkably familiar. Poland targets TV channel, limits press freedom. Poland's ruling party rams through media law. New Freedom House report, how Poland's government set out to conquer a free press. In Hungary, it's the authoritarian Viktor Orban, who, of course, is a fan favorite of American conservatives and Republican media figures. Under Viktor Orban, headlines in Hungary look like this: inside Orban's crackdown on Hungary's free press. Hungary dismantles media freedom and pluralism. Reporters Without Borders lists Viktor Orban as press freedom predator. This is how they do it. They do it everywhere. It speaks different languages, it has different accents, but it's all the same. In his 2016 campaign and in his one term in office here, former Republican President Donald Trump, of course, made a whole sport out of it, right? Denouncing the American free press as the enemy of the people and all that. Now that he's running for president again, though, he's getting more specific, saying he's going to have MSNBC investigated for treason. Okay, treason. This weekend, Trump advisor Stephen Miller suggested that criminal charges should be brought against the media watchdog group Media Matters, after Media Matters pointed out that on Twitter, the social media platform now owned by pro-Trump right-wing billionaire Elon Musk, major mainstream companies were having their ads appear right alongside overt pro-Nazi, pro-Hitler, anti-Semitic material of the kind that floods that social media platform now that Mr. Musk has taken it over and now that he himself has started promoting some of the worst anti-Semitic content and sentiments on the site. Stephen Miller says people should face criminal charges for pointing that out about what's happening on Twitter. And you know, it's one thing for a presidential candidate's advisor, to point at something like that and say, hey, your critics in the media should be in jail for criticizing you. But it's quite another when the Republican Attorney General of the state of Missouri then jumps in and volunteers that his office in Missouri is now looking into the matter, presumably to see if he can use the powers of his office as state attorney general to help with the jailing your enemies part of it. Now, tonight, the Republican Attorney General of Texas says he, in fact, has opened an official investigation of Media Matters, the media watchdog group that is pointing out what advertisers on Twitter are having their ads show up alongside on that now totally unmoderated, mostly unmoderated medium. And why does the Attorney General of Texas need to investigate Media Matters for having criticized a right-wing billionaire? Because, make Argentina great again or something. Put the pacifist in jail for 7 years in a Russian penal colony for the price tags protest. Arrest the editors. Drive their publications out of the country. This is what they do.